Hey y'all, it's Steph the Psychic coming to you with a quick little lesson. I'm gonna do a little 4-part series on all of the suits. It's gonna be super quick, just so when you watch the page, you know a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I'm some guru, I'm some teacher, or none of that. I'm just gonna tell you the basics of the cards, so you can know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to teach you cardomancy. I'm not trying to teach you like none of that stuff. I'm just reading the cards, and I felt it would be better if I did this little rendition. So y'all can kind of know a little bit of what I'm talking about if you running into this type of divination for the first time. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Want to say thank you so much for checking out my page. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you so much for your subscribes. Thank you so much for your comments. Let me know if this is your first time seeing this type of divination, if you're already into it, if you know your card, just let me know. With this type of divination, it is called cardomancy. It's also called destiny cards, cardology. It has a lot of different names. However, the practice is, for the most part, the same in all of the different systems. The numbers, the colors, the cups, the hearts, however. So we're going to start with the Ace of Heart. And the Ace of Heart is the first card in the deck. And it has the numerical value of 1. I'm not going to tell you all the numerical values of all of the cards, but basically the gist of it is the first card is the Ace of Heart. The last card is the Joker. The Joker does not have a life path because the Joker is basically the leap year card. So the Joker don't have a life path. It kind of do what it want to do, when it want to do it, how it want to do it. You have to follow more astrology for that. And it's a really good astrologer, Astropat and MetaMade. MetaMade Man is another astrologer that I follow. They're really, really good. They're on YouTube as well as Facebook and TikTok. So if you don't know astrology, with this type of divination, you want to know a little bit about it. And Astropat and MetaMade Astrology, they are actual teachers. So go run over to their Facebook, run over to their TikTok, run over to their YouTube, and like, subscribe, follow them, and just come back and forth, and learn some stuff about yourself. So again, with this Ace of Spades, is the first card in the number 1 in numerical value. The Joker is the 53rd card because it is representative of the leap year card. So with the Ace of Heart, basically, if you are the Ace of Heart, or you pull the Ace of Heart card and you get an Ace of Heart in your spread, you basically are in search of love, or you are desiring love. You see what I'm saying? You are desiring a heartfelt connection or a new beginning in love, whether it's romance, whether it's friendship, whether it's a creative project. You could also be, delivering a child, or desiring a child, or expecting a child, or knowing of someone that is bringing new life in, or having some sort of new endeavor that they love. The Ace of Heart is compared to the Ace of Cups. So when you think of the Ace of Heart, think of the Ace of Cups, and think of a gift from the universe, and it being something that you absolutely love. Now, the Two of Heart is like a love affair card. Obviously, it's 2 hearts on it. So you want to think of that as like the Lover's card, or the Gemini card, like a soulmate, or desiring a soulmate. So the hearts has a lot to do with passion, has a lot to do with desires, the heart space energy, not so much the mind space energy. So with this suit, we will be talking about love and passion and home and family, and stuff like that with the heart suit. So with the Two of Heart, it's simple. You could be desiring a partner, desiring someone to mirror you, desiring someone to partner up with you, desiring that in business, or romance. Now with the Three of Heart, the Three of Heart is known as the choice card, and it's a choice in love, choice in jobs, choice in lovers, choice in, clothes, what to eat. Like basically this is kind of like, a card of celebration. Like, oh, what you want, the brown or you want the white? You want to drink the brown or you want to drink the white? Oh, where you want to go to eat? You want McDonald's or you want Burger King? Or, it's like you got choices with the Three of Heart. And depending on what choice you make, someone else could be hurt or affected by that choice. Nevertheless, it will be a cause of celebration, and it will be a group of people, and more likely it will be feminine energy attached to it with love as well. Now, the Four of Heart, that is the home and family card. Now, when you hear this card, it's like, oh, that's such a great card. It depends on the position of this card, because with the Four of Heart, the Four of Heart can give off like ungrateful energy. It could give off, sad energy, woe is me, victim mentality, all while having every single thing that it needs, not needing anything else, just desiring the things that it doesn't have access to or may not ever be able to get. It's like on the low side, the Four of Heart can focus on every single thing that it does not have and then make itself sad and depressed because it can't or don't have those things, and it know that it never will or never can. So they can spend a lot of time thinking about all of the stuff that they never will, or never can do, making themselves sad instead of focusing on everything that they do have, which is more than most people will ever have in a lifetime. So that's the trick with the Four of Hearts. On the high side, the Four of Hearts is this loving person, super caring, never internalizing other people's issues as their own, always having an answer, for you, always staying calm, always smiling, always prepared, to, take on responsibility or, be a homemaker or, just some type of responsibility with the children. A Four of Heart person, they will have responsibility with children. So if a Four of Heart ever come up in your weekly spread or yearly spread, or if it's your like sun card, you know that you deal with children a lot, especially in home spaces. You could have a daycare in your home. You could be a daycare worker. You could, watch your siblings or watch nieces and nephews, or, you could just be, having a lot to do with children. Also, if you're the Four of Hearts sun card, your childhood could have been surrounded by loved ones, although kind of turbulent or kind of tricky or just sporadic or not really knowing, who's coming and who's going with this Four of Heart energy. It could have been turbulent. You could have kind of been raised in poverty and like love is all you had sort of, energy. So the Four of Heart energy is super, super big in a lot of ways. And then I also want to come back and comment on the Two of Heart. Now the Two of Heart is in a family of 7, which is called I call it the 7 divine karmics. However, I will talk about that in a different video. So I guess I'm gonna make a 5-series video or whatever for the suits and then for the 7. But the Two of Heart is in a connection with the Ace of Club that is in a 7 card divine karmic group. And these cards, they basically have like karma cousins, or their karma cousins are basically the 7 people in the group. They don't have a first and second karma card, and their life paths are kind of dependent on their environment and the people who raised them. So but again, we'll talk about those cards at a different day. Just remember that I said the Two of Heart is paired with the Ace of Club. So with the Five of Heart is the emotional adventurer card. So when the Five of Heart pop up, you could be like dissatisfied in some area in your life concerning love, concerning home, concerning your marriage, children, sex, media, TV. Like it could really be a list of things that you once found pleasure in, or once loved, or once, had a great passion in, where now you don't anymore, and you are just kind of like in your headspace trying to figure out, what's going on, how you feel, if your feelings are real, if you overreacting, if you are projecting. You see, so when the Five of Heart pop up in your weekly spread, daily spread, or if it's you're, a significant in your life spread or in your spirit spread, then, you understand the energy of this card. It's like other people could kind of look at you and be like, man, she kind of wacky. Like, this person is, whacked out, or this person is unaligned, or this person just, willy-nilly. However, the Five of Hearts is kind of connected to that Leo card, that fifth house card, fifth house energy, Leo energy, just wow, in the jungle, trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's left or right, like I'm using all my senses to get to where I got to go, because nothing logical, has made sense. Or either you may feel like you're not really good with logic, you're not really good with responsibility and accountability, the 3, the 5, and the Jack alike. You see what I'm saying? So that could be another thing with that Five of Heart energy. Just, a super emotional person, super in their head, or super in their heart space, about their loved ones and everything like that, going on emotional trips. This person could also battle with addictions, of many types. It don't gotta just be, the obvious types. It could be food, it could be clothes, it could be anything. So after all of that mental wandering or adventuring, we get to the Six of Hearts. And the Six of Hearts is actually the Peacemaker's card. So it's exactly what it says. When the Six of Hearts pop up, just know all sixes are karmic. And it has some type of debt to be paid off. So because it is the Six of Hearts, the Six of Hearts is all about making peace, with your loved ones, making peace with any, ill situations, ill-fated situations that, you may possibly have taken part in, or, intentionally, put together, any words you said, any actions you may have taken, or anything like that, with the Six of Hearts, especially towards your loved ones, this could be the time to make it right, so to speak. If you get a Six of Hearts card, in your spread, in your weekly, or anything like that, or if you the Six of Hearts sun card, you could feel like it is your responsibility to always make something right, to always be the bigger person, to always apologize, to always, be the seeker of peace. Or, you could, on the low end, make people desire peace. Like, you could be so erratic, you could be so all over the place, you could be so like, oh my God, with this person, that you make people, desire peace. You give people a headache and make them want to run away, or make people want to just be like, oh no, like, away with this person. This is at the lowest level of the Six of Hearts, because this person is contentious. This person is always arguing. This person is jealous. This person is negative. This person is all the low spectrums of the heart suit. So it makes people want to turn the other way with the Six of Hearts card, if it's in a low octave or whatever, octave. So with the Seven of Hearts, that's the spiritual love card. Obviously, if you are in that low energy, or even if you're in that high energy of the Six of Hearts, is going to lead to the Seven of Hearts, which is the spiritual love card. Either people are going to love you spiritually because you've made peace with yourself and them, or you're going to be desiring spiritual love because everybody then abandoned you, because you don't know how to treat nobody and you don't know how to talk to nobody. With that Six of Hearts energy, you always comparing yourself, and you just got issues that you probably want to work on with yourself. So, either which way, the six is debt and it's karma, and it's going to lead to a 7, which can be a difficult road without spirituality. All 7s are spiritual. So with the Seven of Hearts, it's like your love life. If you are a Seven of Hearts, sun card, your spouse or your romantic partner may be found during doing spiritual pursuits. Even if it's at a religious building, they could be there for spiritual reasons. Your partner could be a hippie or a spiritualist, or could own some type of occult shop, or you could meet him or her, going to go get some stones, or, meditating in a park, or, just doing some type of spiritual something for yourself. Because that's showing that you love yourself spiritually, and then you are attracting that same energy to you. So that's great with the Seven of Hearts. You want to make sure that you're spiritual, that you attach yourself to some type of spirituality, or you will open yourself up to either getting betrayed or being the betrayer. So now we get to the Eight of Hearts, and the Eight of Hearts is emotional power. Obviously, if you lean towards the spiritual love in a positive manner, you will gain emotional power and be able to win over other people's hearts and, other people's success, or just, other people's money. Like, you would be a great salesperson. You would be great at pretty much whatever you do, picking up that spiritual love, aid into your emotional power. You won't be able to get played. You are you are known as the Playboy Playgirl card with this Eight of Heart emotional power card. So, if you play cards right, you will be all right with that Eight of Heart, because the Seven of Heart owes the Eight of Heart as well in karma. So you, as an Eight of Heart, should be spiritual as well. Or you could find yourself, getting, diseases, you know what I'm saying, transmitted in ways that we all know what I'm talking about. You can find yourself, getting set up, getting played, getting tricked, by people who you thought was your friends, because you didn't get spiritual to add to your emotional power that you already have. So you just in your feelings most of the time, making super horrible decisions because you have no developed or followed spirituality that is consistent or benefiting your life. So now we're going to go to the Nine of Heart. However, if you do it the right way, it does lead to the Nine of Heart, which is wish fulfillment. And wish fulfillment does not guarantee that your wish will be fulfilling. It just guarantees that your wish will be fulfilled. So if you are a Nine of Heart person, or if you have Nine of Heart energy, or if you get the Nine of Heart pull in your weekly, yearly, monthly spread, your partner is a Nine of Heart, however, ask them, especially if you know a Nine of Heart person, ask them if they got everything that they ever prayed for. And then ask, or everything they ever wanted, prayed for, asked for, whatever. And then ask them, was it fulfilling after they got it, after they received it? How did it perform after they received what they asked for, begged for, prayed for, wished for? Because it's the wish fulfillment card. So that's what I mean by they got the wish, but was it fulfilling? Is the Nine of Heart. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the end of something. So the Nine of Heart is also known as the divorce card. The Nine of Heart is also known as a separation card or a depression card, because the Nine of Heart mission, and the Nine of Heart is also in the group of the seven divine karmics, along with the Two of Heart as well. And there's 5 other cards, but the Nine of Heart mission is here to end connections that are no longer serving their soul or their spirit. So with the Nine of Heart, their life path is very difficult as well. Like I was saying with the sevens, all sevens and nines, life paths are difficult. So with nines, they come here with the mission of realizing or becoming aware, acknowledging, and making a decision to end things or to graduate from things, with people, with things, with substances, so a lot of Nine of Heart people, either they could have addictions, they could be, in abusive relationships, they could be in toxic relationships, they could be in codependent relationships, they could be at dead-end jobs. Like, they could just be somewhere giving all they got to something that is not going nowhere, because they don't want to let it go. They don't know how to let it go. They don't think they should let it go. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the Nine of Heart and it's their heart. So they so connected to it, and it's the end, but they don't want it to be the end. They don't know how it will go for it to be the end. So that's where the depression comes in. However, because of that stagnant and that stuck energy, their partner typically leaves them or divorces them for someone that's happier or more fun. They feel like they're too sad, they're too depressed, they're too this, they're too that, even though their partner is more than likely who aided to that sadness, because Nine of Hearts are known to be great in the beginning. It's towards the end where, or towards the, basically what I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a job, if you're doing anything, as soon as it starts to like go sour, it starts to get messy, nasty, not fun anymore, stiff, you should know that it's nearing the end of whatever it is that you're in. Because the best parts of anything that the Nine of Heart do is in the beginning. So my advice would be to you, if you are a Nine of Heart person and you want a relationship, it would be to like align yourself with someone that doesn't mind changes, They don't mind transitioning. They don't mind learning. They don't mind growing. They don't mind moving. They don't mind laughing. They don't mind mistakes. They don't mind messing up. They don't mind apologizing. They don't mind choosing you over and over again. They don't mind you reinventing yourself, because that's the way your relationship stays new. It don't get old if you continue to do new things. You see, go to new places, taste new foods, new restaurants, new clothes, new wigs, new haircuts for the guys, new colors for the guys, new style, different pair of shoes. Like, you got all the Jordans 3 times over. Okay. Like, would you like some Stacey Adams? Would you like some loafers? Like, okay, you wore jeans for 40 years. Have you ever wore slacks? Do you know what size button up or button down you wear? Have you ever tied a tie in your life? Like, switch it up. You see what I'm saying? You cannot be with super serious, super stiff people, because you will always be the problem, and you will find disappointment, because the 9 of Hearts is also disappointments as well. Nevertheless, they can fulfill the wishes of their loved ones. They can fulfill the wishes of their, nearest and dearest, their bosses. Everyone loves them, for the work that they do and for the accomplishments made. However, the emotional realm of the 9 of Hearts tends to be a little deep for people to swim in. Some may even call it murky, depending on the environment the 9 of Hearts person was in. So, with the karmic cards, as you can see, I spoke a little bit longer on the 7 divine karmic cards there. So know that there is like a lot to those cards. But moving on, if you get this 9 of Hearts energy right and look at endings as graduations to new beginnings, like when you graduate in high school and you go on to college, or, vice versa. Like, look at them like graduations and not endings. Like, oh my God, I failed, it's so over. Instead, look at it like, oh my God, I did it. Something I never thought I would be able to do. Something I never thought I would be able to accomplish. Maybe I didn't go as far as I wanted to go, but God damn it, I did it. And I'm proud of myself. And maybe it didn't work out, but it's okay, because I learned a hell of a lot along the way, and on to the next adventure. And celebrate yourself for trying as hard as you did, and move on with your life. That's a graduation. Period. Don't force nothing. Being a 9 of Hearts, you will regret it and be disappointed. So moving on to the 10 of Hearts. The 10 of Hearts is the success with groups. Lil Wayne is the 10 of Hearts. I know that's what I should have did too. I should have told y'all all the different people who these cards, but I guess that's another video. But the 10 of Hearts is like a card of social success. Everybody loves the 10 of Hearts. The 10 of Hearts can do no wrong. The 10 of Hearts really doesn't have to work as hard as, other cards to get the success or the recognition due to the past life of either the 9 of Hearts or the Jack of Hearts, because the Jack of Hearts is the spiritual sacrifice or sacrifice and love, and the 9 of Hearts is the universal love card. So with the 10 being right in the middle, it really does not have to work too hard. Think about preachers. They don't got to work that hard. Think about 911 operators. They don't have to work that hard. Like, the money is just there. The job is just there. Like, the people, the success is just there. You see, and it's success with groups. So this could be like an entrepreneur. This could be a singer. This could be an actor. This could be a rapper. This could be a, not really a salesperson, because with a 10 of Hearts, they give away too much. They kind of passive because it's still a heart. But this person is like a super great caregiver. This person could, be a nurse with this 10 of Hearts. This person could be like, a supervisor that everybody love, at a restaurant or something like that, because it's the 10 of Hearts, somewhere where a lot of people come together. Supervisor or a manager at a movie theater or something, just something like that, something small. Not saying that they small, but they could be big in a small place. You see what I'm saying? And wherever they at, everybody typically love the 10 of Hearts people. Now with Jack of Hearts, again, that is the spiritual love card or a spiritual sacrifice card. A lot of people call it or know it as the Jesus Heart card. I know Robert Camp do. Robert Camp Lee. He calls it the Jesus Christ card, and it is the card of spiritual sacrifice, and it's typically for people younger than the Jack of Hearts, typically for like their children. Doesn't matter if it's like a woman or a man. One thing to know with all Jacks is Jacks are an androgynous card as well. So if you are a male and you come off a little feminine, or you like to keep your nails clean, or your eyebrows arched, or you know you got a nice sense of fashion, or you know you might sip your tea with your pinky finger up or something, you could have Jack energy in you. You know, it's just like lover boy trickster energy, kind of like playboy salesman energy, like, you know, young jock type of energy, like, oh, I'm just kind of doing my thing, just floating about. However, the Jack of Heart is not as treacherous as the Jack of Diamond and the Jack of Spade. The Jack of Club is not that treacherous as well. However, mentally it can be. They can mind the ish out of you, those Jack of Clubs, but that's a story for another day. Nevertheless, the Jack of Heart, they literally, the 9 and the Jack of Heart, the Ace, the 9, and the Jack of Heart, they love helping people, giving for people, seeing people smile, seeing people happy. So I don't really have too much to say about the Jack of Heart. They're typically young. They typically look good, typically kind. They can come off a bit narcissistic at times, depending on their environment, who they was raised by, you know, because they are doing so much for people. They are making so many sacrifices. They are giving up so much. They are loving people, and all they want in return is for somebody to love them back, somebody to see them back, somebody to accept them back in their wholeness. You see what I'm saying? Somebody to be there for them the way that they are there for other people. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't get that, the tricky or the sinister energy kind of come out in them. However, the Jack of Heart typically uses their energy towards good and sacrificial love. So I super appreciate that. Now, the Queen of Heart, she is known as the loving mother card, and you know, she can do no wrong unless she's sad, or unless she's depressed, or she just in a funk, or you know, her man out, you know, in the ocean, you know, in his feelings, and he thinking, and he just got his own thing going on. That's pretty much the only time she down in her grumps and her slumps. But you know, when her and her guy, they on the right terms, or they on good terms or positive terms, she working, she, you know, going after her passions, she with the children, she, you know, assisting her husband, she cooking, she cleaning, you know, she bringing money in, she, you know, doing stuff with her hands, making stuff around the house, cleaning up around the house, not really complaining about nothing. You know, it's a lot of, you know, going on, you know, because she happy, she feel wanted, she feel pleased, she getting touched on. He looking at her, he touching her, he rubbing the back of her arm and staring at her eyes and gripping and groping on her and doing unexpected spontaneous dates and ordering her favorite little slushies and getting them now laters, them grape now laters from back then, and you know, all of that. He, you know, he the king, he using his emotional power and his feelings for the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when he with his woman, he with his woman. Like he not out there, you know what I'm saying? Like got work on his mind. The King of Diamond, they might have work on their mind while they spending time with their woman. The King of Spade, you know, they might be, you know, observing every single detail about what's going on because they want to work on themselves and work on their mental health and be the best they could be. And, you know, the King of Club, they just really there, you know, for the experience so they could get some type of knowledge about what it is they're going through. But the King of Heart, like, he really in his heart. He really in his field. Like, he really love his family. He really love his home. He really want to be there with them. It's just he got so much on his mind, and you know, he be going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? He body it. He got more than most of the kings. You see, if you look at the picture, it's like the King of Heart, he is suited and booted. Like he got trophies, he got golds, he got silver, he got knives, and he got 4 hands. I believe it's the only king that got 4 hands. I'm not sure. I have to look at the cards again. But yes, he has a lot of love to give. And most King of Heart people, they could be chunky or have a chunky face, fat face, chinky eyes type of, you know, build, you know, stocky, you know, a little short or whatever like that, you know. Cancerian energy. So yeah, the Queen of Hearts, she pretty dope. She do everything that she love to do. She don't do stuff that she don't like to do. She real big on food, real big on pleasure. She real big, you know, like the housewife, so to speak. The Queen of Heart and the Nine of Heart are the best housewives in the whole day. So if you just a person that's like hell bent on like, oh my God, I need to find a wife, I need to find a perfect wife. I'm not saying that it's gonna like be the best relationship you ever been in. Obviously that's dependent on you and them and how y'all energy, mix and synastry and everything like that. But the nines and the queens are known to be the best wives of the deck, with the ace and the two as runner-ups. So that's pretty awesome there, man. And then we get to the King of Heart, and he just about his business. As you can see, he as above so below, looking over all of his people, all of the workers in the kingdom. He looking down at his wife, making sure she there, she's straight, and everybody that's in his camp, they are looking in the same direction. That's the one thing that I do love. And he about his business. He is a little emotional. Sometimes he do get a little neglectful. He do forget, his wife sometimes. He never forget his children. He never forget to pay the bills. He never forget his role. It's just he at times forget his wife because he knows she's so strong and she's so smart and she handles so much stuff, on her own, and she actually love him and love what they got going on. So he not worried about her or insecure about his role or her role in each other's lives. It's just, she as the queen don't really speak up as much as she should about how much she love him, how much she into him, how much she want to be with him, how much she want to see him. And even if she do, because they king and queen, it just ain't gonna happen at times. Other duties come about. So this has been my little reading, or not my little reading, but my little teaching scope for the heart suit and the destiny cards, or cardology, or cardomancy, or however you want to call it. But yep, ace through king of heart, obviously. Thank you so much. Once again, if you haven't already, please take this time to go and like, subscribe, comment on my page. Let me know if you want these cards. If you know anyone of someone that are one of these cards, or if they male or female, let me know your birthday. Comment down below. If you don't know your card and you want to know your card, comment and let me know when your birthday is. I will let you know your card so you can be looking forward to when I do a reading on your card, because a lot of everything that I do on my page is spontaneous. So just keep a lookout. And again, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Ashe.